sound doesn't really change here. It looks like I was wasting time in the studio just recording all these ideas, and then I was like, okay, they don't really sound good. I'm just gonna stick to this one. So that's how it works. But that's a good thing, you know. You just have all these ideas later, so you can just, for example, let's see. Now I can just come back to this and just. Yeah, too robotic. Yeah, I didn't use any of these. I just tried to keep it simple. Yeah. Sounds like chirping bird.
It's interesting because it's really clear to see it, at least to me, and I'm sure it is to the guys as well, that with this technique, like even when you jump to a different section there, you can I can kind of imagine that maybe you could use that if you wanted to. That could have perhaps been a part of the breakdown. You could have just sort of brought in some of these extra frequencies. So I can see the power of the technique. It's, you know, really good stuff.
Yeah, you have the freedom. You know, you have, as I said, you have all these sounds. And you feel like, okay, maybe here you need a change. For example, if here you need a change, just do a small cut and then just put it here. And then you can just use a different color. And every time you want to use that, you can just copy and paste somewhere else.
And do you find you get sort of audio clicks and pops where you're editing the waveforms like this?
Sometimes, yeah, and what I do, I just use the clip option and just cut them out, just like this. I just do this, for example, if there's a clip, and I try to use like a clear, clean sound, and then rather than just using something that I really need to put lots of effects. I've been using this this plugin by. It has a weird name. Yeah, this vinyl, the LP plugin. It's very cool. So, for example, you just put it on anything. It makes it a bit dirty, and then let me just play this. See the clicks. It's from this. It has hum. You can just add hum to. So basically it makes it more like a bit like analogy sounding rather than just super digital. So yeah, for example, you can just put it on, you can put it on anything, or you can just put it on a bus channel and just use send and return. But I use this a lot on sounds that are too digital, and I wanted to make them a bit warmer. So for example, on this, if I use this on this. There are so many options you can play around. And you just need to know what you want your tracks to sound like, you know? There are like so many effects out there that you can use, but if you just want to spend so much time in the studio adding effects on tracks, and then you're going to end up doing nothing. But yeah, if you think like there's something in your sound that's missing, or your sound is too digital, or you just want to add a bit of warmth to it, there's so many cool effects. There was this effect, I watched a video by Guy Gerber. He put a VHS effect in Reactor, I guess, and it has these kind of muddy, kind of tape feeling to your productions, and it makes it a bit dirty. And then yeah, there's so many effects out there that you can use.
I'm a big fan of all kind of coloration type effects.
Yeah, exactly.
So this ties in really nicely actually with a question from Ryan. So Ryan was saying, awesome track, lovely vibe. Looking at your last track, it seemed that other than the hardware, you're using mostly stock Ableton effects. Do you have anything in particular VST wise you use, or happy with the sound that you're produced with those effects? Obviously, you've got a lot of VSTs there, but we saw in the last track it was mainly Ableton stuff. Have you got any that are any other ones that are sort of particular favourites, I guess, outside of Ableton, and what makes you reach for them?
Yeah, as I said, I love this one by this brand, Cliff Grand, I guess, if I'm pronouncing it right. It has DAW cassette, LP. I use lots of Waves plugins, and then for creating different sounds and make them noisy, I use yeah, this one. The cassette one is very cool. For example, if I put this on the kick drum. Let me see. It makes it dirty. So imagine us putting this on anything, and it makes it like a bit distorted. For bass, this is good because some of the bass sounds are way too low, and you cannot really hear anything. So instead of using the, for example, the saturator from Ableton, you can use this one, or any distortion effect. I use what else? I use too many plugins. I really don't use too many plugins. These are just something I installed way back, and then it's like, you know, you just want to like, oh, it looks cool, and just want to use them. But there's one effect that I'm gonna show you. It's very in my latest productions. It's not in here, but I'm gonna show you because I love you guys.
Legend, thank you.
Yeah, it's this effect by. It's called Portal. This is a sick thing I've recently found out. It's called Portal. So you can create like amazing things with this one. Like, for example, I'm gonna put this on my drum loop. And there are like different things for drums. I can go crazy with this. I love it. You can just make a track with even with this just one plugin. This is so good. And there are like options like this, and because I like sci-fi movies and stuff like that. This is very, very like. And then they're like pitch. So you turn my drum into something weird.
Uh-huh. But it's really good for vocals actually. If you have vocals, try these ones. If you don't want to use like really plain vocals, just use Portal on anything and then resample everything. For example, put it on hi-hat, resample it, and then put it in the drum rack rather than just put everything on top like this. Not just the way I did it because you don't have enough time, so I can show you. Just put it on, for example, one hi-hat. Let me just solo this. For example, see what it does? Reversing everything, or it's crazy. So it's basically I'm just doing nothing. I'm just playing, messing around, and this is doing everything for me. Okay, new toy alert, that's for sure.
Yeah, that Portal.